Hey Team FG community, John Yonge here with Carlo Cancino. In today's episode of Ask Team FG, we're going to be discussing selling your principal residence in retirement. Remember, if you do enjoy our content, like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. We love doing these videos for you. In today's episode of Ask Team FG, we're going to be discussing selling your principal residence in retirement. And now, I guess because the real estate market has been taking off really in the GTA, we've been seeing it a lot more within our client base of people needing to access the equity that they've built up in their homes to help them get to and through retirement. And there are 3 strategies today that we're going to walk through that you can utilize for your retirement. So, Carlo, why don't you get us started?
Thanks, John. Yes, from what we're seeing now and talking to different clients, for those that don't have a defined benefit plan or who have not been able to save a lot in retirement accounts, RSP, tax-free savings accounts, open accounts, they're relying on the equity in their home to help fund their retirement. And in order to be able to access that equity, some things have to occur. And we're going to talk about the 3 main or most common things that retirees do to get equity out of their house. So number 1, selling your house to gain all the equity is one way to gain access to the funds in your house, but you have to live somewhere.
Yeah.
So selling your home, moving into a retirement facility, obviously there are costs involved in living in a retirement facility, but you're opening up another income source when you sell the proceeds when you sell the house and invest the proceeds. Do some planning ahead of time. You'll obviously know the monthly cost for the retirement facilities. Add on whatever number of expenses that you have or whatever dollar amount of expenses that you require, and determine if what you'll receive from selling your house will be enough to fund those monthly expenses for the retirement facility and for your living on top of that.
Yeah, absolutely, Carlo. I mean, we know now through experience of dealing with this with some clients that, first of all, these retirement facilities do end up getting pretty costly and pretty pricey. But that's even when you're healthy. The other side of that coin is that, let's say, health were not to be on your side and you required even more so additional care. You do have to kind of keep that in mind and have that factored in and not get yourself into a situation where you're going into a retirement facility and withdrawing too much from your portfolio while you're healthy, because you need to be there already just in case if your health does not cooperate. That brings us to our next point. So you already touched on selling to move into a retirement facility. Point number 2 is selling and downsizing into another home. Now that you are retired, maybe you originally purchased your home when you had kids involved or required a bigger space. Maybe now you have plenty of stairs in your home and stairs aren't doing any favors, so you want to move into a bungalow. Downsizing is going to be a great way to get some equity out of the value of your home and therefore get that money working for you and having it become liquid to provide an additional source of income throughout retirement. Now, once you do downsize your home and you have this lump sum amount of money, most likely that money is going to be moved to an open account, or if you do have room, a tax-free savings account. This way, to get that money invested, have that money growing, and actually be able to utilize, or you can withdraw maybe $1,000 a month or whatever works best for you to provide supplemental income throughout your retirement as well. Now, you also have the option of not withdrawing any money, and that's only going to provide greater compounded growth in those accounts. And that's money that you can either pass on through your heirs through the estate, or it'll be there and available to you if you ever did need for down the road. Let's say, we touched on it again, health doesn't go your way and you need to dip into your investments, you'll now have that money available. Or if it's something more fun, going on vacation or enjoying your retirement a little bit more, you have that money available to you as well.
Great points about that, John. Actually, one of the things that we're hearing a lot about in retirement is clients don't necessarily want to leave their house.
Yes.
How will you gain access to equity in your home if you're not selling or moving? And that seems to be the question for people who have done their preparation ahead of time. Maybe purchased the bungalow, don't have a lot of stairs so they can remain in their house for a long time. If you don't want to sell your house and you need to gain access to equity, you need the help of a financial institution to gain access to that equity. So whether it's in the form of a reverse mortgage or a line of credit, that gives you the ability to tap into an income source, your home, without actually having to sell it and change ownership. So let's say you've made the decision you want to stay in your house. What are the 2 credit facilities that you will tap into? So let's talk about a line of credit first. And this would be our recommendation for clients to be able to gain access to equity. It's far more flexible. You don't need to take a constant income from the home, even if you didn't need it. So let's say, for instance, you have your home, it's free and clear, no mortgage. A bank can put on a collateral mortgage and give you a line of credit for a specific amount. When you need money, you dip into that line of credit and you have to pay back only interest in order to keep the balance on the line of credit. So if there were bigger costs involved in keeping the house, you could dip into the line of credit as much as you needed to. You would not be getting a regular income from it. Number 2, a reverse mortgage. This is where a bank will put a mortgage on your house, but start to pay you income on a regular basis. Essentially, what would occur when you sold it or passed away and it had to be sold through your estate is the bank would get paid off first for the amount that they have paid out to you plus interest, and the estate would receive the residual amount. Now, between the two, we would be recommending a line of credit. Again, it's far more flexible. You don't have to receive income from the line of credit if you don't need it. So therefore, you're not owing as much on that debt if you don't need to be gaining access to that equity. Whereas the reverse mortgage will just pay you a monthly income from the equity in the home, regardless of whether you need it or not.
Yeah, absolutely. And there are your 3 options, and we've seen not all of these are, or not individually these options would work for every individual person. So you need to be flexible and have open-minded thoughts in terms of what would be best for you as you do get through retirement. The most important thing I think that we can both agree on is you need to make the decision before you're forced into making a decision based on health, based on what have you. The last thing you want is to try to stick it out in your home for as long as possible, and then for whatever reason, health gets in the way, you're not able to act on your own behalf, and now suddenly you have to have family members step in to help you make those decisions. That can be very difficult, especially in a time where your health's not 100%. So highly recommend you start to think about this ahead of time, and go with whichever action works best for you in your situation. But that's our episode for today in regards to selling the principal residence. Let us know down in the comment section below, do you have any of these planned in your future? Do you expect to go into a retirement home, downsize, or even take a line of credit? As always, if you do enjoy our content, like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. But until next time, I'm John Yonge.
I'm Carlo Cancino.
And this has been
Ask Team FG.